Hi everyone, in this part dedicated to the car assembly from Cyberpunk 2077, I'm going to make an exhaust system. Specifically, the rear exhaust muffler and 4 pipe bends coming out of it. The muffler is also going to be located crosswise the body, but it'll be much more compact and fixed above the standard height. As the scissor jack is installed closer to the exit of the workshop, there's practically no place near the rear bumper. For a convenient work on the muffler, we need to turn the car around. Important to mention here about the smoke from the exhaust muffler. Upon the recommendations of the rotary engine users, I pour a bit of 2-stroke oil into the gasoline tank. This rotary engine has sufficient wear as well. As a consequence, there appears the smoke from the muffler. Now there is enough space for work. I removed the old muffler and measured the pipe diameter. It turned out about 60 millimeters. The exhaust muffler will entirely be made of the stainless steel. For this purpose I got the pipe bends with a rotation of 90 degrees with a diameter of 62 millimeters. It's a food-grade stainless steel, but it serves as a part of the exhaust system. As I suppose the alloy brand is not that important, the main thing for it to be stable. I also took a couple of meters of pipe of the same diameter. I took the movable flange of the exhaust system, as the entire homemade construction will stay on the rubber hangers. Using this flange, it's still possible to install a standard factory-supplied muffler. I will cut the narrowed part of pipe of 60 millimeters and leave only 63 millimeters. Here's the plan. First I'm gonna make those paired tailpipes, then a muffler with a movable flange. Then I'll connect the details with bends and pipes. I began my work with the tailpipes for the muffler, at least that's how I called them. All the dimensions of the muffler elements were taken from the 3D model. The body of the tailpipes will be welded from 1 mm thick stainless sheet. It's easy to bend, but the metal strongly deforms while welding. The details will be bent through a pipe section of suitable diameter. Here's the exhaust muffler we've got. We can also install a resonance chamber in it in order to change the exhaust sound. Then I took a smaller pipe and bent next tailpipe element. This is how the tailpipe will look assembled. Now I want to weld the seams of the previously bent elements. It's the first time I'm dealing with the stainless steel, so I'm gonna gain some experience during the process. I'll be using protective gas called argon and a stainless welding wire. Technically, it welds like any ordinary black metal, but there's one difference. It feels like this material is churlish. The trough doesn't spread out as well. Now I want to see what is inside the seam. The seam turned out to be homogeneous with no pores. Thin metal easily deforms while welding, but it's also very easy to straighten. Thus I welded all the elements. In order to connect them to each other, we need to weld the covers to them. Thereafter, I'll make an opening for the second element in one of the covers. I welded the tailpipes in a way that all the seams turned up from below, cause they'll be invisible enough from there. I welded the tailpipes between each other and imagined how it'd look on the car. I tried to fix them with the same inclination and overhang. I lowered the car to see how it would look like from above. Everything suited me completely. We can weld the tailpipes now. The seams began to get more or less normal with time. I left the back cover on tacks just in case. If the exhaust is too loud, it's possible to install the resonance chambers in the tailpipes. I'm gonna clean all the seams on top of the front, so that it looks like it's made of a solid stainless steel sheet. I'll drill the hole for the pipe bends with a crown at once. The tailpipes are ready. Now we need to make the muffler itself. It'll be made in the form of box. I refused the round variant, as it'll cause inconvenience to cut out the resonance chambers. It also will be more convenient to show the construction of a rectangular form. I was thinking about getting rid of the muffler at all, but the direct exhaust pipe heavily irritates the ears, and I prefer sufficiently quiet and bass sound of exhaust. I'll bend a square pipe with a wall of 20 centimeters from the stainless steel sheet. That wasn't easy to do, and the top cover will be welded separately at the very end of the work. I cut the resonance chambers from the same sheet. There'll be totally 5 compartments in the muffler. 1 is general and 2 others are on each side. First, I'll weld the side covers. In the first 2 compartments, I drilled the holes for pipes and made small holes for the gas passage. If you fold the area of each hole, you get a hole of 60 millimeters, and this is just for one side. Then I welded the resonance chambers of the central compartment. They also have a hole for the pipe. Now I'm gonna connect the central compartment with the side ones using a pipe. I only need to connect the middle compartments with an exit from the muffler. For this purpose, I drilled a hole in the case and connected the compartment using a 90-degree pipe bend. I wasn't making any special calculations during the muffler production. I proceeded purely from my logical considerations. I only stuck to one rule, not to narrow the passage of the combustible gas. Then I welded the inlet pipe. I made it from the pipe bend. It appears that the combustible gas enters the central chamber. Then it pervades via pipes to the side compartments. The gas enters the middle compartment and through the 90-degree pipe bend goes out. It's also possible to weld the impingement plates onto the pipes so that the sound can become reflected in different directions and not just hit the sidewall directly. Now I want to weld the flange to the inlet pipe. Thereby, I put the muffler in its place. As I said before, I'll remove the narrowing from the flange pipes. Now we need to make a mount for the muffler. I'll make it from the stainless rod. It's hard to bend at its normal aggregative state, so I warmed up the place of bend with welding. In order the rubber clamps cannot fly off, I welded the arresters to the end of the hanger. I also welded the rod length to the side members. I welded the tailpipes between each other and put them back on their place under the bumper. Now all the fixed elements should be connected between each other with pipes. I'll start with the side tailpipes. All the elements will first be tacked in suspension and only then welded right on the table. In order everything looked symmetrical, the right and left pipes were assembled at once. I decided not to tack the next element immediately in its place. We need to weld the pipe from the second tailpipe to it and make a pipe fork. I failed to fit the pipe precisely. As a result, I had to make a wide weld seam. Now it's possible to tack the fork in its place and weld the second tailpipe to it using a pipe bend. A 90 radius was not enough. I closed the gap by the pipe crop. For this purpose I made a template from paper. I managed to connect all stuff using pipes and branches of 90 degrees. And most importantly, all the visible areas are proportional according to the 3D model. Before welding the muffler, I installed another rubber clamp near the tailpipes. Finally, we've got 4 pieces as well as the factory-supplied muffler. Now we can remove the muffler and weld all the previously stuck butts. I used about 2.5 kilos of stainless wire for the entire muffler. After the pipes were done, the auxiliary hanger can be removed. Then I welded the side covers. Just in case, I welded the baffles in front of the pipes and closed the muffler with a cover. I made it with tacking for now. If I won't like the sound, I'll have to open it and redo the resonance chambers. In order the cover doesn't rattle, I'll use the chambers and weld them to the cover using a hammer. Also, in order for nearby compartments to be airtight, we can make a cut along the entire length of the resonance chamber. Now we need to put the muffler in its place and check the sound. There is some extraneous sound here. It comes just out of that notch. We need to weld it and also put a clamp on this joint. Take number 2. That extraneous sound was gone, although the connection turned out not that much airtight. I tried to press the gas pedal smoothly till the very red line, to hear the sound of the muffler in all engine rotation ranges. At a rough guess, it sounds not bad. There definitely appeared more bass at low revolutions, and from above it sounds pretty like a factory-supplied muffler. Now we need to fully weld the tailpipes and the muffler cover. I'm gonna remove the welding seams from the visible parts of pipes to make it look the same as on a 3D model. I decided not to clean the pipes, just brushed them. After all, the welding works. We can install the muffler in its place and listen to the final sound. It's even possible to compare the sound with a factory version of the muffler. It became more quiet, but it acquired some soft bass. Anyway, you should also take into account the unwelded cut in the muffler's pipe. Actually, I thought that it wouldn't be possible to make a quiet bass sound, but the result truly surprised me. It's much better than the original muffler. And the most important thing is that the exhaust system is done. At least the visible part of it is very similar to the 3D game model of Quadra V-Tech. If you liked it, put your thumbs up, write down the comments, and be sure to share this video on the social media. Maybe it'll be helpful for someone. Also, don't forget to watch other videos on this channel. Thanks all of you. See you in the next part.